Hey guys, Christina Bates coming to you live today from Madrid. I'm excited today to talk to you guys about something that's very popular here in the Spanish culture, and that is football, or as the Americans or people from the United States, myself included, call it soccer. It is known as football here and all throughout Europe. So today I'll be sharing a little bit more about the culture, how crazy it is, and I wouldn't consider myself an expert in this area. I definitely played when I was younger. I love the sport, but I don't have a team. I'm not a fanatic, if you will. So I have a special guest with me today. His name is Nihal, and he is an actual TtMadrid alum as well. And he is more of a fan of the sport here in Spain than I would. So we're just going to talk about a little bit more about the sport in general. Feel free to ask any questions throughout this video. Give it a like, let us know that you're listening. We'd love to hear from you. But let's go ahead and get started. So Nihal, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Nihal. I did the course in March of 2016. I've been here for over a year, and I have to tell you, Madrid and Spain in general is an amazing place to be in if you're a football fan.
All right, couldn't agree more. So let's get started. So Nihal, would you say that football is one of the most popular sports here in Spain?
As a matter of fact, it is. Football is Spain's national sport. They play a lot of sports, but football is definitely the most popular, has to be.
Okay, and what is so special about, I guess, football here in Spain, and how is it different from football in other countries?
Well, through the Spanish culture, Spanish football is known for its flair and technique, as opposed to other countries. For example, the Spanish league, which is called La Liga here, is probably the most popular league in the world along with the English Premier League. But English football tends to be a lot more physical, more aggressive. Spanish football is more about the style and the flair of it. So that's what differentiates Spanish football.
I love it, and I couldn't agree more. I've seen some games here, and it is quite different. So, speaking of Spain and football, has Spain won any big championships?
As a matter of fact, Spain, I think it would be fair to say, has dominated football for the best part of the last decade. In the last 10 years, they've won a World Cup, they've won a European Championship as well. So I think around now, Spain is coming up with some of the best talent in the world.
Awesome. Hey, Carol, I love that you're tuning in today. I know you love your team here, Real Madrid, so awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Nihal, more about Spanish football. I heard that this week is actually a big week for Spain. Why is it such a big week?
It is, as a matter of fact, because here in Madrid, we found out this morning that Real Madrid play Atletico Madrid in the Champions League semi-finals, which means it's a local derby and it's going to be huge. The city is going to be absolutely crazy. In addition, Real Madrid also play Barcelona on the weekend, which, as many people would know, is one of the biggest rivalries, not just in Spain, but in the world. So it's a great month and week coming up.
Sweet. You mentioned rivalries. Are there any other football rivalries here in Spain?
There are quite a few. Spain as a country loves its football. They're really passionate about it. They're really intense and they love the game. So obviously, besides Barcelona and Real Madrid, the El Clásico as it's called, you have quite a few. In Galicia, for example, you have the Galician derby, which is Celta Vigo and Deportivo La Coruña, which is a great rivalry again. Again, here in Madrid, then, you have the derby madrileño, which is Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, like we spoke about. So there are a lot of rivalries here.
Sweet, awesome. Thank you so much, Nihal. I appreciate you sharing just some more information about it. I'm going to go ahead and say bye to Nihal. Bye. Thank you so much.
Nice. Thank you.
I am actually sitting right in front of the Santiago Bernabeu, which happens to be the Real Madrid stadium. So I'm going to take you guys just on a quick stroll around the stadium and share just a little bit more about the stadium itself. So let me go ahead and flip the camera really quick and show you where I am at. 1 second. Just kidding. Maybe if my camera wants to work. But let me... Perfect. Okay, so we are right now, let me get in front here, you're going to see a lot of people taking pictures. Okay, we are right now in front of the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, which is home to Real Madrid. This stadium was built in 1947. You're jealous. No, it's super, super cool. It's massive, as you can see. So it has a seating capacity of, I believe, 81,000. And despite that, it's almost impossible to get tickets for a big game. So for example, the game that Nihal was talking about this Sunday, El Clásico, that game, those tickets sold out within 10 minutes apparently. So you have to buy your tickets in advance for any football game here in Spain, especially the big games, the rivalry games. What else can I tell you about this? It's actually not the biggest stadium here in Spain. The biggest stadium is Camp Nou in Barcelona. That happens to be the biggest stadium actually in all of Europe, which has a seating capacity of 100,000. I actually had the luxury of visiting Barcelona last week for Semana Santa. Had so much fun, and of course I had to catch a game while I was there. I got to experience Camp Nou at its best. Barcelona played Real Sociedad. I believe the final score was 3-2. Great game. Super. I suggest that if you come to Madrid, if you come to Spain, that you catch a football game, because it's all about the experience. It's all about the Spanish culture. I thought it was so interesting. One thing that I noticed while I was in Camp Nou, from the outside, it doesn't look like a huge stadium, but once you get inside the stadium of Camp Nou, it's super deep and it's just impressive. There's literally no bad seats in that stadium. I was up at the top. I paid about, I believe, 60 euros for my ticket, and it was an excellent game. I loved it. All about the experience. The one thing I was going to mention that I felt was really interesting, different from the United States, is that the Spaniards here, in order to show kind of that they're upset or there was a bad call, they actually whistle, which I thought was really interesting. You're going to hear a lot of whistling at a game. Apparently that's not a good thing, where in the States it's typical to whistle or clap when somebody does something good. When something goes bad, typically in the States we boo. Here, no, they do not boo, they whistle. So I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, this is the Santiago Bernabeu right now, where we're in front of another stadium here that if you live in Madrid you can catch. Is the Atlético Stadium, the Calderón, which I've been to. I've seen from the outside. I haven't had a chance to go for a game yet. I've been wanting to go. They're actually moving the stadium, so I want to catch a game, an Atlético game, before they move the stadium. So I'll most definitely be doing that. I have not had a chance to catch a game here in Santiago Bernabeu, but you better believe it, I'm definitely going to catch Real Madrid at some point, probably when tickets are a little bit cheaper. As of right now, they're pretty popular. So another thing I want to do, and I highly suggest doing, is taking a tour of the stadium. While I didn't get a chance to take a tour of Camp Nou, that is definitely something I want to do in the future. Tours range, I think no more, maybe around 20 euros. I know if you have a season pass, or if you know somebody that has a season pass ticket holder, for example, you can get a tour ticket for around 17 euros, which isn't too bad. So that is just some fun facts. There's a huge game this weekend, El Clásico. I'd love to hear, leave it in the comments. If you want to see Barcelona or Real Madrid win that game, go ahead and leave a comment. And yeah, I'm actually going to take one of these photos out front here, because I have yet to do that. Right in front of the stadium, everybody does it. So I'll be taking a photo right here. And at some point, I'll be catching a game. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a little bit more about the football or soccer culture here, because it's crazy, it's fun. I can't wait to actually see a championship here, because like Nihal mentioned, the city goes nuts. But that's all for today. I will catch you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, as always, like this video. Feel free to share it if you know anybody that else is a football fan or is interested in moving to Madrid to teach English. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to TtMadrid.com. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.